This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Thursday, June 4th. First up, Strum and Drong. In this week's Sounds Profitable article, Webster, Tom Webster that is, reflects on his relationship with AI. In a year, that relationship has evolved from experimental ChatGPT use to running multiple open source LLMs on a home server. With Gen AI continuing to develop, he recalls the menial jobs he has seen made redundant by tech innovation in his lifetime, like paying people $1 a page to type handwritten papers. The constant in AI is the person who chooses to post the generated content. Behind every sloppy email and sketchy article full of Gen AI tells is a person who decided it was good enough to publish. Next up, AMP Taskforce introduces cross-platform alternative to the podcast download. Today, the Alliance for Measurement in Podcasting has announced its first unified impression framework for audio and video podcasting. The framework aims to give advertisers and publishers a common way to compare audio and video podcast inventory while preserving the download metric as a delivery signal. AMP members approved 4 exposure definitions with no dissenting votes. Those 4 are podcast play, 30 seconds of content played, audio or video, once per user per session. Podcast audience, the number of unique users who had a podcast play. Ad impression, a commercial begins playing for the user. And ad audience, the number of users exposed to an ad impression. Next up, South by Southwest 2027 PanelPicker launches from June 23rd to July 26, 2026. Lucas Velez, South by Southwest Manager of Account Management, shared the upcoming launch date for South by Southwest 2027's PanelPicker application process. On Tuesday, June 23rd at 2 p.m. Central Time, there will be a live Ask Me Anything session for PanelPicker, as well as a South by Southwest EDU Ask Me Anything on Thursday, June 25th at 2 p.m. Central. Both South by Southwest and South by EDU will hold office hours through July for PanelPicker questions. We can confirm Podcast Movement Evolutions will be returning for South by Southwest 2027, Monday through Wednesday of the event. Next up, with sports fragmentation, following the fans is crucial. SVP, Head of Sales and Marketing at DIRECTV Advertising, Drew Groner, writes a sponsored post about the fragmented nature of connecting with sports audiences. As live sports broadcast rights are split across apps, national buys no longer reach loyal regional and local sports fans. While Groner approaches this problem from a TV angle, it's worth noting that the growing success of sports podcasting at doing just that, meeting fans in their niche. On that note, I'll also point to CBC Podcasts is now accepting pitches for a new narrative sports feed. Canadian-focused angles will be preferred, but universally compelling sports narratives are welcome as well. And for our final top story, Podscribe Industry Ranker, May 2026. Last month, Crime Junkie and The Daily retained the top 2 spots in Podscribe's ranker for audio reach, while Stuff You Should Know climbed to top 10. The Oprah podcast saw a downloads per episode increase of 7%, bumping it up from number 7 in April to number 4 in May. 10 different industries are represented among the top 10 advertisers by spend, with Shopify securing the top spot. As for the rest of the news, Listener.com founder Casey Adams reflects on the first 60 days of campaigns on the platform, reporting over $25 million worth of tracked omni-channel campaigns. Odyssey Chief Marketing Officer Jenny Nelson has a new blog on why audio is a good fit for small business advertising budgets. The June edition of Genuina Media's The Global Ear dropped this week, including reflections on the podcast show London. The BBC World Service has announced the winners of the 2026 International Audio Drama Competition. Acast has a new piece covering Lizzie Pollitt's South by Southwest London conversation with Ellis James and John Robbins. And Pierre Bouvard has a new article on how marketers should prepare themselves in an era where AI search overviews drastically reduce paid search clicks. That does it for today's issue of The Download. As a reminder, you can click the link in your show notes that will take you to today's episode post on soundsprofitable.com, where you can find every link to everything I just talked about, as well as the ability to subscribe to the newsletter version of the show. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Molly Demillier, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Download Recap.